How you doing, Steve?
I really can't complain. Congrats on the movie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think it's going to be what we call a huge hit.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Thank you. That's a good thing. I'm sure that will make the upper echelon of Netflix very happy.
Yes, I'm confident. So, speaking of Netflix, I am curious, what was your reaction when you heard that Green Lantern was in the top 10 out of nowhere?
I don't know what my reaction was. I was a little surprised, to be honest, that people are revisiting it. I also think that the DC universe is pretty fascinating these days. So I think people are probably keeping an eye. I think they're rebooting it as well. So maybe they're keeping an eye on it for that. I don't know exactly. I have no privy to I'm not privy to any of the metrics or data as to why. But power to them. Great.
You've made a lot of movies. If someone has never seen anything that you've made, what do you want them to start with?
They've never seen anything I've ever made. I would love them to start with, I'm partial to the movies I've produced. So the movies I've genuinely kind of produced from the ground up, Deadpool 2, Free Guy, the upcoming Adam Project. Certainly Adam Project I would say is probably one of my most personal movies I've ever done. Not to give too much away, but that one is really special to me. So I would say those four. Free Guy is I think a great antidote to the kind of dark-ish times we live in right now. So
completely agree. You own a liquor company, and Dwayne also has a liquor company. And I'm just curious, you guys both got to do a little product placement in the movie. Did you find that Dwayne was carrying a bottle of Terramana so that in every shot he was like right before the cameras rolled, he would just stick the bottle down like in the background trying to one up you?
He probably should. What's funny about the product placement thing is I've done it on a couple of films, and then everyone does it for me now. Like it was a surprise to me that the effects guys put it way deep in the background. In Free Guy, there's a little icon that says gratuitous product placement, and it's just sort of floating there in the background as an icon. But so sometimes it happens when I don't even know it's going to happen. But the one in Red Note is, you can't make this up. You know who suggested? DJ. DJ is the one who said, let's bring in some aviation and put it on the table here in this. So sure, great. It's your show. He's producing the movie. So I was like, your world, I'm just living in it. I'd love to have it in the movie. So we put it in the movie there. And then I think Terramana shows up in a couple other spots. So yeah.
One of the things I don't think a lot of people realize, who are maybe newbies to movies, really what it takes to do these action set pieces and how much time really goes on behind the scenes. So using the example of in the third act, the mine chase and the vault, can you sort of maybe take me through what it really takes to make an action set piece like that?
Yeah, I mean, that particular set piece was divvied up because we shut down for the pandemic for 7 months. So we shut down right in the middle of that. That's a challenge because there's so many different logistics from a safety standpoint and just a sort of spectacle standpoint that you have to kind of put on hold, abandon, and then revisit so many months later. So that was weird and unusual, but half of it was shot in a salt mine that was something like 400 or 500 feet underground. I mean, it was this wild kind of place in Georgia that had this incredible salt mine. So yeah, it was logistically incredible, but for us, it's more about character. You want to infuse as much character as possible in action sequences. Otherwise they're sort of mind numbing. So you want it to have humor and charm and sort of weirdness involved, which we were able to do. But there's one line that I don't think it's in the movie, but where it's the moment we shot one moment and then we shut down for 7 months for the pandemic, but we resumed right into the next moment. And there's this scene where I'm looking at Dwayne and he's looking at me, and he finally says, what are you looking at? And I said, nothing. You look 7 months older. And it was literally the moment we picked up shooting 7 months later. And it doesn't stay in the movie, but it's in the middle of that whole underground bunker action sequence.
That's a funny line. I already got to stop. I'm just going to say, man, congrats on the movie. Like I said, it's going to be a huge hit. Thank you for giving me your time.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Steve. Take care.
Later.